The Fly Fifer Podcast. Let's talk. Your chat, your way. This episode is sponsored by J. Couriers. The people who care for your delivery.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening and good night, and welcome to another Fly Fifer Podcast. So today I'm sat with some of the locals again, which I wanted the podcast to be all about when I first come up here. So I'm sat with the organisers, is that right? Yes, organisers. Organisers of the local Highland Games here at Attadale Gardens. Loads of you might have been, some of you might be wondering what it's all about this year, but it's a local podcast, so we want to get some locals on this as much as we can to talk about local issues, events and everything that's going on. So I'll put it on this one. I am sat opposite me is Lorna Lory. Hiya, Lorna.
Hi.
And beside Lorna, we have Lisa. If I can get the camera to go on to Lisa. Lisa, go and tell me your surname again.
Petrie.
I forgot. Right, I'll get back in. Oh, look, you can hear me now. Is that no better?
That's much better.
Right, so just, you've heard me prattle on about it. So I've got these guys in, you know, last minute they were, they actually did the usual, do you want to sponsor this or do you want to take out an advert in the local page and everything like that? And I was like, yes, we do, but I want you to come in and chat. You know me, the Fly Fifer, I'm no fly for nothing. So, Lorna, you contacted me. I'm going to come to you first.
Okay.
What is going on? What's happening? What are you here to promote? And sell it. Sell it, baby.
Okay, so the Lochcarron Highland Games, it has been in its current form going since 1980.
Wow.
So 45 years this year. It's an amazing event locally, celebrating everything to do with traditions, the culture of Scotland, local events, people, music, dance, drinking. Right. Look at that. It's an amazing sort of festival of all of those things.
I've been to it the last 2 years and loved it. My daughter loves it. So, aye, you're right. It is amazing.
It's the whole sort of premise of a games has been going since the 1700s.
Right, yeah.
We did a really interesting article in the last programme about the history of the area and the Reverend Sage who started things in the area. But in its current form, it's from the early 80s. And there are people that have been involved since the start.
Right.
And then there are people that have come and gone, people that get involved each year.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a monster.
Right.
It started as a fete, if you like, in the village.
Right.
It gravitated over to Attadale Estate.
Where about in the village did they hold it then?
I believe it was down Battery Parkway.
Yeah.
Wasn't
All
it?
right, aye, down by the shinty pitch.
Yeah.
And, right, okay.
I
Yeah,
believe so. And then it kind of outgrew. It went over to Attadale, onto the estate. Then for a few years it moved to Newcastle.
Right.
And then it's been back at Attadale.
Tell me, because I'm new here. Where's Newcastle?
The big estate on the corner of the Strathcarron Junction. Where
At the train station?
No, for the main road and the road to Strath, you've got the big white house on the corner that's just been revealed where they've taken all the trees down. So if you're driving out to Inverness,
yeah.
turn right at Strathcarron Junction towards Strath and...
Ah, right, yeah, I think I know where you are. All right, so it was a way down there, yeah?
So as you come along that road to the left, there's a big meadow.
Yeah.
And it used to be in there for a couple of years, I think.
Yeah, I think it
It was
was.
a while ago, but it moved a little bit.
Right, so Lorna, that's... What's your involvement with it then? And obviously to sell space on the programme, the magazine, the programme's the right word, isn't it? Apart from that though, what's your role?
Officially, I'm the treasurer.
Right, okay.
Which I got by accident, not by design. I organise all the programme adverts and the production of the programme. I organise all the entertainment, all the traders, the suppliers, food and drink, volunteers.
Pretty much does everything.
Pretty much everything. Do you know what, right? And I didn't want to upset anyone, and I didn't, honestly, listen, I'm so new up here. You need more food places. That queue's mental. And I'm sure I speak for everybody that's been there the last 2 years.
It's improving year on
Yes.
year. It's improving.
But when it rains, that queue's mental.
It's a learning curve.
Yes.
And things have changed.
Yeah.
Pre-COVID,
Yeah.
there was, give or take, one food tent.
Wow.
that was manned by teams of people from the local area. Sometimes it was a club or a local group that would run the food tent.
Wow.
The traditional sort of burgers
Aye.
and various different things. And that happened for many, many years. And then it was getting harder and harder to find people to run it and to staff that, as always with the food.
With queues like that, I'm nobody surprised, to be honest.
But also the numbers have increased massively
yes.
in terms of the visitors. Post-COVID and the changes to the entertainment licensing that we have to do for the Highland Council,
Right.
we can't do that anymore.
Right.
Everybody who provides food on the field has to be a licensed food business.
Right, so there's more hoops to jump through.
The paperwork is immense. And it always has been gradually increasing, but post-COVID, the council seemed to have a lot of time on their hand to make things more
difficult.
Interesting for us. My husband, who's a secretary, is currently renewing the licence, and the level of paperwork involved is astonishing.
So the licence is that? Sorry, I just missed that wee bit there. So the licence is for what? For
entertainment.
For the
licence.
entertainment
So
licence,
it's an events licence.
Right. Okay.
So
public liability, everything that goes with that, risk assessments. Yeah.
So we're part of the Royal Highland Scottish Highland Games Association.
Fair enough. Yeah.
So we're sort of governed under the RSHGA.
Right.
But we're a Highland Council event. So we have to comply with licensing for the event itself, the bar, all those different elements. So it's an enormous amount of work to just get the license.
Right.
And the food side of things changed. So now we're only allowed to have registered food businesses.
Yep.
And
there'll be all the hygiene laws and everything behind that, I would imagine, all the hoops to jump through. I mean, they guys are up against it nowadays as well,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I still have to do reports and submit and get everybody everybody who's coming to the event, I have to get them approved by the local EHO. So it's not just a question of booking somebody.
Right. Yeah.
But in the last couple of years, each year the number of food vendors has grown.
Yep.
But so have the visitor numbers.
Yeah.
So it's
a product to its own success.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's trying to get the balance right, because if you overbook trade vendors and the numbers are low or the weather's really bad, and they don't sell anything, they won't come back.
They won't come back. Yeah.
So we try and get a good mix of things to cater for people's different tastes, to represent local products. We try to have a bit of something a bit different, but each year we add more, and this year we've got more.
Yeah.
So it's always a bit of a challenge.
Have you not got a 30-metre square tent?
We've got the
with a floor.
No.
Because I was going to say, if you did, I know a guy with a roller disco.
Wouldn't that be cool? Unfortunately, no, we don't have any floor.
No.
And as you may have noticed, it sometimes rains at Atterdale.
Just noon again. I think last year it gave us a bit of a showing. Aye.
Interesting, 2024 was a good year.
Yeah.
The year before we had 2023 was really hard. We had a storm.
Yes, I was at that one.
Yeah. Most people don't know that the night before the games, the field was demolished.
Oh, right, I didn't know that.
So at about 6 o'clock, the wind changed, came down the valley, took out most of the tents, shredded all the banners.
Wow.
One of the gazebos was found in the sea. And we worked overnight and through in the early hours to rebuild the field.
Rebuild that, yeah.
And it was the most stressful 24 hours of my life, I think.
But it still worked, because I didn't know any of that, and I was at that one, and we loved it. My daughter loved it. The kids loved it.
And it's really, I think it's a real insight into the community here.
Yeah.
That people just turn up and help.
Yeah.
And we got it done.
Yeah, because you're calling out for helpers like the month. Is it the month or is it the week? I can't remember. I'm just going on last year.
It's from the Monday before.
The Monday before, to set up the tents and sort out the various bits and pieces.
Yeah, and an event like this, there's a fantastic committee of people who work through the year to pull it together. But at the end of the day, it only happens because we get help from the community.
Yeah.
That we need lots of people to put all the tents up, create the fencing, do all the lining, marking the field.
Yeah.
And it's lots of really boring jobs.
Right.
It's not, there's a lot of non-sexy stuff going on in the lead up.
Right.
And you have to encourage people to help.
Yeah.
A lot of people are working, as you know yourself.
People
have got multiple jobs. They're working weird shifts. It's
exactly, because the first year I went, I had said to Claire, I was like, look, there's a gap here. I'm going to get a tent. I'm going to do this. And she was like, no, you're not. You're doing enough because I was working through the week doing discos at the weekend. She's like, no. If we get to that, it's a day off. But aye, there's loads that you could do. Right, I'm going to give you a minute. Lisa.
Yes.
It's your turn. What's your name? Where'd you come from? That's my Cilla Black. Best Cilla Black impersonation you'll get. Impersonation. What's your deal? What's your gig here?
So I've been friends with Lorna for quite a few years now.
So you're just mates been dragged into it, just
pretty much.
Aye.
Pretty much. I think I became more involved last year. The year before, I had the Albatross Cafe at the golf club.
Okay.
So we had a stall there, and then last year became more involved. I said that I would manage the bar,
right? Okay,
and take that side of things off of Lorna and Gary. And I was there the week before helping put up all the tents and just doing what I can, handing out the Mars bars, throwing them at everybody. But yeah,
there's a bit of work in organising the bar as well. Then, so you'd need to apply for a license. You would be the licensee,
still leave that,
or is that
Lorna.
still right? Okay.
Yeah, I just pretty much stock the bar, get a team together to help run the bar.
Hand out the Mars bars, keep everybody energised.
But I think last year we managed to get live music
right
in the tent as well, and we had cocktails, which hasn't been done for quite a while, I don't think. And it went down a storm, considering the weather as well.
Yeah. Am I right in
really
thinking the food's in a different tent to the bar, or were they in the same one? I can't remember, because I did drink, so I wouldn't be looking for the bevy tent, but were they in the same tent?
No. The main food tent was the tent next to the bar, wasn't it?
Right, okay, aye.
And then we had like the food trucks kind of roundabout.
Yeah. And the sweetie truck, there was a sweetie truck there, because that's what I'd said to Claire the year before. Go get a tent. We should do just sweeties and crisps for the kids. And she said no, but then you brought somebody in that did that anyway.
Yeah, we've had Highland Confectionery. I've been part of a guy called Kenny McDermott who he does the bouncy castles and things. He's been part of the games for years.
For years, right.
He missed 1 year, I think that was 2022, but he was back for the last couple of years.
Yeah.
And he does the sweets and the bouncy castles and things. And
that'd be a tough one to have a bouncy castle with the one coming up that valley, eh?
Or like a slip and slide.
A slip and slide, yeah.
But he's used to the Highlands, whether he supplies the Sky Games and things like that. So
is he a Highlander? Does he live up this way?
He's based out of Inverness, and he works at all of the big shows and things. So
right, okay.
He's kind of one of the suppliers that works in the area that comes in and helps us with things.
Right.
But like with Lisa helping out, we've been so lucky over the years. Since I joined, loads of clubs in the village get involved. It's only because of that effort that the games is still going.
Yeah.
We've always had a challenge with keeping people on the field. People come in, have a wander around, and then particularly with kids. So fantastic change a few years back with the sailing club team.
Right.
They now come in and they run a family activity area.
Yeah.
So there's a free of charge games area for the families with kids to go and play.
And see that woman that ran that last year, what energy did she have all day? She was going at that. And my daughter went back a couple of times, but she was still all energetic, chasing the kids along.
Yeah.
I don't know her name,
Angela.
her. Angela, brilliant, well done, Angela. She did a fantastic job keeping the kids busy. Aye.
And it's things like that take a lot of work, a lot of planning, a lot of hours to make it happen. But that's been quite transformative. We've noticed that the more people are coming to the games and staying for longer, particularly with families.
Yeah.
And that's been, we've been very grateful to their efforts.
Right.
Angela leads that team, but there's a big group of them that come along and help us, which is great. They used to run the tea tent, but they can't do that anymore.
Right, okay.
So we've reshaped it and they help us there.
So who runs that food tent now? Is it with it not being... Is that a local company that does that, or...?
It's not a food tent. We still call it the food tent.
That's
what it always used to be.
Yeah.
So last year, the Midge Bite.
Midge Bite had it last year, right? Okay.
They had the space in there last year. This year, it's going to be the Black Pearl
from Gairloch, right?
Which is
okay.
a Creole kitchen, Caribbean food.
Amazing food.
Right, aye.
Really good food.
That's a good, aye.
And then we've got the Burger Van, the Grill Father from Skye. We've got the Angry Seagull Fish and Chips.
I was going to say the Angry Seagull Fish and Chips.
We've got
I've been trying to get them on this as well, but they're obviously busy.
Yeah, Grant's a busy boy. We've got Jailhouse Coffee, specialist coffee provider.
Yeah.
The Kishon Seafood Bar. We've got the salmon from Backfrost. There's loads, there's going to be plenty of food. And we've also got
no big queues this year. Woo!
We've got an ice cream van.
Or hopefully big queues for all these guys.
We've got some queues, but not too big. Yeah. It's always a challenge getting that to work.
I'm pretty sure they'll all do bloody well.
Yeah.
Going on the last couple of years I've been there.
And the sun's going to be shining this year.
It's due one, eh? It's really due one. Like.
It's time, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're due a bit of sunshine.
Yep. So, what about you? What took you to it? Why did you get involved? Because I'm noticing it's not a Highland accent you have, right?
Well spotted.
And I know I seem to be hammering you with this, but you're the treasurer, so why not? What brings you to Lochcarron? Sorry.
Well, I have a Scottish husband.
Right. Okay.
I've got my my free pass.
Yep.
Gary's been coming here. He's from Ayrshire originally. He was coming here since he was very young.
Right.
He's a mountaineer. That's his passion. So when he semi-retired from the RAF, we came up here. It was always the plan. Once the youngest was old enough to go to university, we sort of changed the locks and left. And we moved up here in 2016. And when we arrived, John Ireland, our next door neighbour, ex-chair of the Highland Games, been involved for many, many years, was holding our keys. And we went up to his door and said, "Oh, we're your new neighbours. I believe you've got our keys." And he said, "You can have the keys, but I need you to come over to Atterdoe with me in an hour to put some tents up. And I'm going to introduce you to the village."
Yeah.
And he did, and we never left.
Brilliant.
We went over. It was the Monday before the games. It was the Monday, the 11th of July, 2016.
Yeah.
And we put up tents. We got involved. We helped for the week. I helped out with the cashiering, giving out the prizes.
Yeah.
Met at the time, the fabulous Mo Brown was our chair, Roddy McRae, Tracy Goff, Rory Bairds Ferguson, fantastic group of people who were just welcoming and friendly and made it feel like something really special to be part of. And that's how.
So you got your house, you got the games, and that's been your job.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Highlands. You've got a job now.
Welcome to the village.
Yeah, welcome to the village. You've got this. And Lisa, what about you? What's your connection with Lochcarron? Is it life? Is it?
Do you know, before 2015, I had never even heard of Lochcarron.
Right. Okay.
But I met my partner, Peanut MacDonald.
Right.
And I started coming up to visit him, and then I moved up here. I
have heard that name mentioned in conversation,
the infamous
but I
Peanut.
don't know who the gentleman is. So
yeah, unfortunately, he passed away last year.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
With cancer. But yeah, I moved up here 2017, beginning of. Me and my kids moved from Forres. On the East Coast, yeah. I'm a proper East Coaster.
Aye.
Although I do feel more West Coast now. But yeah, just ran a cafe for a couple of years. Last couple of years have been really hard with the cancer treatments and everything else. But I've had really good friends around, and this is my home.
That's it,
yeah.
So the community rallied around you.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
It's good to hear. So the games, you're just a helper and doing the bar? Yeah,
well, I got roped into the games, I think it was 2015. I came up here and a few of the locals were like, "Oh, we're running the food tent, we're doing burgers and stuff." There used to be a dance in the hall the night before. The whole weekend was like a big thing.
Aye.
So there would always be a dance in the hall on the Friday night. You'd have a few drinks and then turn up at the games Saturday morning, hungover, holding on to a tent post for dear life.
Wonder why that dance got cancelled.
But yeah, it was like just the community spirit, and it was all the guys from the fish farm that were working in the food tent, and it was such a good laugh. And I thought, God, I want to do this again next year. Yeah. I couldn't, unfortunately, because I was working, but yeah, just getting back into it, I really enjoy it, and I loved running the bar last year. Had a really good team, all locals again, and it was just brilliant. I mean, Lorna touched on the kids' activity part. This is like the adults' activity centre. So we've got Angela looking after the smaller kids, and then we've got us looking after the big kids in the bar. Yeah.
Aye. I wonder how many turn into big kids once they've been in the bar an hour. You get that golden hour, don't you?
Yeah,
you know?
That's like bar confidentiality.
Yeah, aye. What happens in the bar stays in the bar.
Yeah.
What falls out the bar, well, can't control that.
But yeah, I think this year we're hoping to get the cocktails and everything running again, and we've got the band that played last year planning coming back. So it just went down a storm, didn't it?
It was really good.
It was really good.
Yeah, and being a visitor of it, and not involved with any of the setup or anything, it works really well. You get in really easy. I find that really simple. You get in, you get parked, and you get back out. Even with the torrential rain, we still managed. There was no like needing to pull anybody out with a tractor or anything that I saw. It might have been the case, I don't know, but I certainly got in and out, no bother. And there's no mad big queues, but it was still really busy.
Yeah.
So whatever you are doing with that gate entry, that really works because that gets people through quite quick.
It's all the volunteers again, isn't it?
It's all about the people. We've got Rebecca Dean Morris who runs the gate team.
Yeah.
Rebecca and her team have been doing it for...
Well done, Rebecca, because she gets everybody through there.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
You know, there's a great team of them that, you know, they just make it work, you know, and they know how to do it. They know how to manage the timings. And they're just really good people. And we're really, really grateful because without those sort of pockets of teams, it couldn't happen.
Yeah.
They are incredible.
The grass up here is quite bloody hardy because down the road you'd be getting stuck. It doesn't seem wrecked at the end of it. I guess there will be elements that there's damage, natural damage with an event like that, but it doesn't seem that wrecked.
It's also an element of it's very, very carefully planned.
Yeah,
It probably appears very free flowing, but there's an awful lot of planning in terms of the positioning of things on the field.
Got you.
The year that we first came, we got stuck and had to be towed off the field.
Fair enough. Yeah.
And then Thomas Watson, amazing, the gamekeeper at Atterdale, has been a real help to us, and he does a lot of work in the background to prepare the ground.
Right.
Excuse me. We had a problem a couple of years ago with parts of the ground getting waterlogged, and Leiths from Kishorn very helpfully provided us with hardcore to put down on the exit road area so that people don't get stuck.
Brilliant.
So it's things like that when you've got a problem, you look to the community. There are people that have got contacts, and we find a solution.
Yeah.
And
is it? You mentioned Kishorn Port. Is that the port you're talking about,
yes,
or just Kishorn itself?
No, the port.
The port. So, is it Leiths that run the port there? Again, I've no clue what's going on up here. I'm just trying to find my way now. So Leiths.
They're one of the companies that have got a base there,
right?
So they've got a part of the sort of the quarrying area and the reclamation area. Leiths have got a big operation there that they sit within. Kishorn Port Limited. Run and own it, Ferguson Transport and Shipping.
Right, aye. I was going to say there's a haulage company involved as well, isn't there? Aye, right.
Yeah.
And they all get involved with the games.
Yep, they're all sponsors of the games. Our lead sponsor is Backafrost.
Backafrost, yeah.
They've been our lead sponsor for some years and have been incredible. You can't.
And is that the local fish farm? Because I know we've got a couple round about here. Is that the one that's kind of here at Strom?
They've got several sites, but it's tricky to know which one's which. I don't
It used to be Scottish Salmon Company.
Yes. So Backafrost is the Norwegian parent company of what used to be the Scottish Salmon Company. So up until 2 years ago, it was all under the Scottish Salmon Company brand.
Right.
And then Backafrost changed everything.
Go and just push that back in because it's pulled it out. There you go.
Is that better?
Just so I can hear you again. Yeah. There you go. I can hear you. Yeah.
So they just changed their branding. So it's the same company.
Yeah.
But they provide us with a very, very substantial financial contribution to make. Without them, the games wouldn't happen.
Right.
They provide salmon. They provide prizes. They provide marketing support. They are incredible. Right. And then we've also got Gilks Energy, Atterdale Estate itself, Kishorn Port, Ferguson Transport, Leiths. And then people like amazing support from local businesses like the Spa, the Garage, Lindy's Laundry, lots of the Weavers.
Yeah. Everyone
gets involved. Yeah.
And I know Rebecca from the Village Hall. I've seen her in the T-shirt tent every year, the last couple of years anyway.
Rebecca's part of the committee.
She's part of the committee, right, okay. Yeah.
She's a big support. She runs the T-shirt tent.
I was trying to get the village hall in here at some point. We've been trying. It's just trying to get people to make the right
Pretty
times.
much got 2 members.
Aye.
Just now.
Oh, is it used now?
Yeah.
Right, okay. Aye.
We've all got multiple hats.
Multiple hats. So we should talk about that as well. But anyway, now it's about the games. So what sort of things do you need? Where are you at now? Say I'm going to put this out tonight.
Yeah.
And I'll try and share it locally for as many of the sites that will allow it. So you'll be able to get it and grab it and copy the link from YouTube and chuck it out wherever you want yourself. So is there anything that's needed now, urgently? I know you chapped my door about a bit of advertising, which we're going to do. I'm not going to plug myself now because this is about you guys. So, and I guess in terms, what do you need now to help this be the success it's been for the last 45 years?
The main thing that we need is manpower.
Right.
Lady power.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Body power.
People power.
People power.
People power.
That's the right
yeah,
word.
that's the one.
We've got a great committee.
Yeah.
We don't have excessive meetings. We've really scaled that down. We've got a really good group of people that kind of know what they need to do and get things done. We would welcome anybody that would like to get involved.
Yeah.
To take on any particular areas. If they've got skills in any field, we're always open to new ideas. It's very easy with an organisation like ours to get very settled in your ways.
Yep.
And when you do kind of have a big area of things that are in your control, sometimes you can get a bit territorial.
Yeah.
I'm kind of aware of that.
Mm-hmm.
So new people, new ideas, new thoughts is really important. But the biggest thing is help setting up the field, help on the day, and help packing it away.
Right.
We've got a lot of people involved in the games who are mature.
Yeah.
I think
Nicely said.
And we need younger people.
It's definitely a more mature community up here. I mean, it is. There's a lot of younger people. There's a lot of very young people, but there's more mature retirement age citizens.
And it would be great to have some more families getting involved and some more younger. But again, we also know it's a challenge because people are working.
Yeah.
We're very grateful for all the support we receive. The people in this community are amazing. You just always need more. The more people that come to help put the tents up, the big marquees.
Yeah.
You know, there's quite a lot of standing around and people get a bit impatient sometimes. But if you don't have the right number of people to hold ropes and things, it can be quite dangerous.
Yeah.
So it's just about having people that can come down even for an hour or two here and there to help with jobs.
Right.
And on the day itself, obviously people want to visit the games. They want to enjoy it. They want to be part of it. But if we don't have people to help with parking, to help with, you know, so we've got a fabulous lady who looks after the toilets for us for a day.
Right. Okay.
It's not a sexy job.
No.
But it's probably the most important thing on the field.
Yeah.
Shout out to Emma who does that. Thank you.
Well done, Emma. Yeah.
So it's just about having people to get involved and help out. Because the more we have, the less everybody has to do.
Yeah.
There are sorry.
Oh, no, carry on. Sorry, I'm butting in. But what about traders, right? So say I come to you and say I've got a 3 metre by a 3 metre tent. I want to come to your games to peddle my wares. What is that a set cost for all of them, or is there different costs per what you're selling, or what's the brackets there on that?
We've got two types of traders' pitches. We've got the market stalls, the metal pre-built market stalls, and they're £45 each.
Right, and that's just a stall that you've already put in a sort of tent. Yeah,
we build them. We've got them. They come in runs of 12. We can take up to 36, although we normally put about 28 out.
Okay.
They've got a cover over the top, and they come with a table, and then you build it yourself.
Right.
And that they tend to work really well for sort of smaller businesses.
Yep.
And then we've got the pitch spaces, which is literally just a patch of grass, 5 metre square, give or take. We're a bit flexible. Some of our guys have got 6 metre vans and things. Yeah. And they're £65.
Right.
So it's
not the end of the earth. It's not the end of the world, you know.
No. We've got a footfall in excess of 1,500 people that are going to be there for a good period of time. And most of our traders have been coming for years. This year we've got some new people coming. We've got a lady who designs dresses from recycled quilts. We've got some really nice jewellers. We've got loads of artists. And again, with the traders, we try to manage it so that there's not too many of one thing.
Right, okay.
Try to give a nice spread of things for people.
Yeah, because I was thinking, right now, not being able to see my diary because it's up on the wall round there by the monkey. If I came to you and I said, right, I've got a 3 metre by 3 metre tent, which I do have, and I want to do my podcast there in a day for anyone that wants to talk, is that 65 quid?
Yeah.
Right. Where would that be placed though? Because the people I'm thinking I need to talk to are the guys chucking the cablers, the people running, some stewards. It's more of a grab the key people, whoever. I mean, again, I apologise if you watch this. There's a lord and lady and stuff like that. Sorry, no fair here. I don't know. Right. But if I wanted to, do you fancy a quick chat, or could you, shed some light on this, or could you just say a bit, if I wanted to do that, one, I don't know if it would work. I've never done anything like that, but it's something that, like I said to you, I could take with me to the station when that all starts. They might want to get involved themselves anyway, because I'll give you the email address for that. But I was thinking about it. I was thinking if I could take my tent and, right, so 65 quid, you've answered it. So the placement would be the problem.
The placement would be key. There's two sides to it, because you've basically got the public side and you've got the sports arena area, which is separately roped off in terms of access.
Yeah.
I'm sure we can make something work.
Yeah. See, I could wander about, because I've got walkabout mics and stuff like that, so I could wander about speaking to
the public side.
Yeah, but at the same time, I'd want to grab some of the organisers, some of the people in the background, and definitely some of the guys, like the runners and everything like that, because, I mean, they're going up and doing that run. And what was that I was told last year? It was 19 minutes?
Well, the hill race record is 19 minutes.
Wait. You should see how far this is and how steep the bloody hill is. 19 minutes.
Hang on.
How the hell can you do that in 19 minutes? I don't think I could walk up it in 2 hours, up and back.
It's crazy.
Come on, Lisa, tell me.
And you've got volunteers up there as well, haven't you?
Aye.
Yeah, so Ori Woods...
Sorry, get that back to you. Right, go for it.
Ori Woods from the sailing club, who's part of the team that puts on the kids' activities.
Yeah.
He's part of the local fire brigade. He builds the stage. He helps us set up all week.
Yep.
And then when the hill race is happening, he goes on ahead, takes a bucket of tokens to the top.
Yep.
So that every runner has to pick up a token to prove they've reached the summit.
Yeah.
And last year he sat up there for about 3 hours.
That's
amazing. And he just does it. He comes every year and just does it. Absolutely incredible. So the hill race.
Yep.
19 minutes 10 seconds. One of the listings in 2009. That's the record that still stands. And I think last year
19 minutes and 10
it was about
seconds.
21 minutes. No, but it was very, very close. They nearly broke it, but I think it was just over the 20 minutes mark.
Yeah.
Because
honestly, last year we were in complete awe watching that last year. Totally, like we were like, no way, you going from here to there in 20 minutes? Nah, but they did.
Yeah.
Well, if you start training now, James,
listen,
you could beat that record.
Listen, this boy's built for comfort, no for speed. Do you know what I mean? I like a pie. I didn't get this side saying no to things. So no, I don't think I'll be. Nah, I would take a couple of hours.
It's an amazing thing. And 2 years ago, when we had the bad weather, I mean, it was comical. It was so bad, and literally 5 minutes before the hill race started, the heavens opened,
right,
and it was lashing it down, and they were all just standing on the start line, laughing and joking. 85 people, mad as box of frogs, all raced up there like it was a casual park run.
Mm-hmm.
Aye,
amazing.
I know, and some young folk doing it as well. Some of the kids are. And I'm like. It blows me away the amount of effort that some of these guys put in, and then there's the tossing of the caber, which is generally at the end of the day, isn't it?
The caber challenge is at the end.
Caber, right? Sorry, it's where you're from. You know what I mean? Tomato. Come on. I got a row for saying the Bailick. Oh, I know now. No. I know now. Don't worry. I know it's the Bialach. I'm getting there.
How to annoy a local, call it the Bialach.
The Bialach, aye.
I can see Lisa twitching in the background.
Exactly. Aye. Yeah. But Lisa, you're just an incomer as well. I know. You said you were from Forest.
I know.
So didn't begin with that, I'm a yokel, because you're no yet. You've not done 25 years yet.
Not quite.
We sadly lost Rory McRae last year, who had been involved with the game since it started. Right. He was an amazing man. He'd been a heavy back in the day. He'd always been involved in the the creation of the games.
Yep.
And I always can hear his voice saying, "Lorna, it's a cabba.
It's a cabba.
Here."
A cabba.
And he was a phenomenal gentleman who is very, very much missed. But he used to run the heavy side of the event. So we would get heavies from all over Scotland.
Yeah.
I've been coming for years. We get athletes from, again, all over Scotland that will travel to our event.
Yeah.
We've got standard sort of track and field events, but we also run the British Championships for the 800 metres,
Right, okay.
the open category. So a lot of them come for that because as in the heavy events, as part of the RSHGA, there are leagues. So they take part in our event, which contributes points to the leagues.
Ah, right, okay.
So they take it,
quite serious,
There are people that will just have a go on the day. They can register and take part. But we have, some serious competitors that travel to our event and who take it very seriously. So you have to kind of look after them. I think having the podcast there would be great.
Yeah.
We just need to work out how to fit it in because the schedule on the day is really tight.
Aye.
But we can make it work.
It's tight, but there's always someone got down. I'm not talking about sitting with them for an hour.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Run in, hiya, how you doing? Quick chat, what are you here to do? What's your best? What are you hoping for?
Yeah.
That sort of thing, in and out. I mean, I've got the tent, I'm pretty sure it's going to protect us for the weather.
Protect you from the sun.
The sun, yes, from the sun. I might need a few sandbags to hold it down because I don't think I've got anything like that for it yet. So only ever use it inside up to now. What else is there? Games-wise. So on the week prior, yous are not anything to do with tartan week. That's after, isn't it? Or yous run that as well, do you?
Mm-hmm. Many hats.
I emailed last year to see if yous wanted a free roller disco. Yous never got back to me.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
Just saying, just shoehorning that in.
Well, I'd like to I don't run it. I'm just part of the team that coordinates it. I'm involved with the business association which supports Tartan Week.
Yeah.
It's running. It's the. Forgive me. I should.
Well, as well, I talk about it
because last week of September.
Last week of September, yeah.
And again, a lot of the same people are involved.
Yeah.
And it's a fabulous community festival under the tartan theme. And we just get together and have lots of activities and events. Mm-hmm. And if you'd like to do your roller disco, that'd be fabulous.
I would love to offer it, but I might not have it by then.
Okay.
So I wouldn't like to say, yes, I'm going to do that. You go advertising it, and then someone takes that off my hands, and I'm like, sorry, guys, I'm going to have to let you down. So, unfortunately, I can't offer it this year, just in case someone. But, I mean, if it was still there come the time, I would certainly do it. But then it's last minute organising. You wouldn't have much to organise. You just need to say, do it there, and I would go and do it. So
I'm sure if the facilities there, we'd slot it in.
Aye.
Yeah,
definitely. I just can't promise it at this point because I am trying to move that on to move on myself and actually stay up here a bit more than I am. Because I'm away every weekend and stuff like that, and I'm trying to get into the community, be part of the community. How can I do that if I'm away? Every time there's an event, I can't go to it because I'm away. I've just made the games the last couple of years because I picked my daughter up down in Edinburgh, bring her back up here for the summer holidays. And I think one year I got her a day early so that she could come to the games. And then the following year she went home a day earlier. Or I can't mind how it worked out anyway. And then this year it's like I have to pick her up on the day of the games and I'm like pulling my hair out. I'm like, how am I going to do this? So hopefully I'm going to be able to swap that, and hopefully I'm going to be able to get the tent there so that I can talk to people.
Good.
Yeah,
really good. It would be really nice to speak to the participants in the heavies and the field events because at the end of the day, that's what people are coming for.
Yeah,
they're amazing people. The heavies, people like Sinclair Patience, and Jamie Gunn, he was the champion last year of the overall in his categories. They're amazing people. They're really interesting.
Aye.
And what they do.
Do you know what gets me is the dedication that they have, that a lot of these guys put into it. I mean, that, like, not only that, is the things on their shoes when they're chucking what was it? I'm not going to get that bloody wrong. No, the cabber. The hammer. Aye. Yeah. Aye.
Well, they do the hammer and the heavy hammer.
Aye.
The shot and the heavy shot.
The shot, yeah.
Weight over the bar.
Right.
Weight for distance, which is the one over the...
Yeah.
Amazing things that they do. Incredible people. And you're right, they're really dedicated. They take it very seriously.
Yeah,
they're all really nice people. We sometimes we had a heavy visiting from America last year.
I was going to say, was he from America or Canada?
He was North America, Canada.
Careful.
Canadian, aye. So,
so we get people from...
he didn't manage the caber very well, though, did he? That seemed to beat him that day. You could see the frustration in him. Yeah.
And so, they don't all do all the events or all the games,
right.
so he might not have been as experienced with that.
Aye.
But Steve Patch, who this year we had help from Alfie Edwards from Applecross, which was really helpful because we lost Roddy, so we needed some support. And again, fabulous team, and they just work out what the heavies are. They kind of decide what they're able to take part in based on their experience and their skills. Yeah, so I heard somebody.
What was one of the guys standing beside us? He kind of shouted it out, but not that loud. Probably scared he got burst or something. But it's a bit heavier than a fence post, pal. I was laughing like I was like,
those cabers are immense.
Aye,
absolutely incredible weight to them.
Yeah,
obviously.
Aye.
Yeah.
So what else can we talk about while you're here? I've sucked you in. So that your programme, is there anything that you need to plug with that? Anything?
Well, if any local businesses want to take out adverts for their own trades, groups, organisations that want to do editorials, we're always open to that. Kintail Mountain Rescue come to the games; they're part of it, and we do a feature with them every year.
Right.
We've got the Skye Highland Dancers. We've got the Isle of Skye Pipe Band. We do features for them, but anybody who's got history on the games, anecdotes from taking part, anything really that would be in, because what we're trying to do with the programme is make it so it's not a book of adverts. The adverts are important; they pay for the book to exist, but anything that would be interesting to add to the programme would be great.
And is the programme free on the day?
Yep. It's given away free.
Right, okay.
And we
can remember that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And we try and distribute it about 2 weeks before the games. It goes out to restaurants, bars, cafes, the B&Bs have them and things like that, so that people in the area can see what's going on. Right.
And so how do they get in touch with you? Like traders, stuff like that, email addresses, Facebook?
So we've got the Highland Games Facebook page. We've got a lovely new website, just lochcarrongames.org.uk. We've got, my email address is treasurer lochcarrongames.org.uk. So any of the normal methods, really. Right, okay.
Lisa, anything you want to pitch into this? You've come along, you might as well have your 5 minutes, woman.
I'm just here for support. I don't know what else to say, really. Just trying to get more volunteers, especially the week leading up to the games. We always have people saying that they'll come down and then we get 5 o'clock and then nobody turns up and there's maybe just a handful of us. So yeah, I think the setting up of the games is a really, really important week, because it's just really difficult trying to do it just with that handful of people.
Me, my stepson and Claire will commit. I know I can commit on their half. We'll come down at least one night this time. At least one night. Yeah, definitely we will. Because I think that, in all honesty, I think that we've seen it on Facebook and thought, we'll go help, and then life happens. It gets in the way, and you're, we never went to do that, because we found that we're just moving up here. We've missed a lot through forgetting it's actually on, just by running about with dogs and family and various different things. But this year, a commitment from me and my family, we will be there 100%.
Hold you to that.
Aye, definitely. One night we'll be there. Guaranteed.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Yeah, so I've got you here. We're what are we in? We're 40 minutes in. You know, I was only going to keep you an hour, but I'm going to try and go another 17 minutes if that's okay. So I want you to help me, ladies. Right, up here there is lots of people known by different names. Peanut, for instance, and the electrician's Jack, and there's Davy Ham at the garage. Right, where do all these names come from? Because, like, I know it's because there's that many Ians, there's that many McRae's, there's that many Mackenzies. Is there any other clan name I better mention before I get hung, drawn and quartered? McDonald's. Come on, help me out here. You must know that. You've been up here a while.
I'm trying to think of what other...
There's so many people that... our own Rory McRae, who was last year, he was Rory. I remember there was a thing, we had this with badges
Uh-huh.
for the games when we were doing Stewart badges, and I had to say to him, Rory, what name do you want to use? Because some people would call him Rory Dick, Rory, Roddy, Rod. And it took me a while after coming to the village to realise they were all talking about the same person. Because I thought it was like lots of different people.
Just depends who you talk to, the name you get.
Yeah, and I think some people's, like Kenny Post.
Yeah.
Yes, I
Roddy
know Kenny
Butcher,
Post.
John
yeah.
Weaver.
John the Weaver, Roddy Butcher.
Right.
You know, lots of people there.
The guy that's houseless, he was Angus Strom.
Yeah.
Angus Strom, yeah.
So a lot of them were job related.
Yeah.
Somebody told me that Davy Ham was relating to his lunch as a kid. I think that might be a myth. I think
I'm going to ask him the next time I'm in there. I'm going to ask him.
I'm sure they'll pull my leg on that.
Aye, yeah. Leg of ham. Pulling your leg.
But it's quite funny, isn't it, how everybody's known by different names.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you have to be really careful
Aye.
to get the right one.
Aye, so you haven't shed any light on that then?
No.
Yeah. I've not been here long enough. I'm still learning.
Aye, me too. I've not got a clue. I was relying on Lisa there, but she's sinking off into the wall.
I know.
I'm not getting involved in this one, James. No, you're not.
I'm just trying to think
You're
of
not
some of the other
hanging me with
nicknames.
this. Yeah.
I know with Peanut's nickname,
Go on, aye. Explain that one then.
he would never tell anybody.
Oh, we didn't know, right?
No.
Right, well, didn't he then?
And, well, he didn't even tell me.
Right, okay.
I was trying to think back. I've seen pictures of him as a kid and thought, your haircut looks similar to a peanut shell.
Got you. Aye.
But apparently it was just a name that he was given in school.
Right.
And all his mates have all weird nicknames. You've Bowie, Frosty, and they all just went by nicknames.
That's strange, isn't it?
And I remember my first date with Peanut, and we went bowling, and we'd been chatting for a while, and I couldn't call him Peanut. His name's Alistair.
Aye.
And I could never call him Peanut. And we went bowling, and when you put your names into the screen, I was sat there for ages. He says, "Oh, you've not put the names in yet." And I was like, "I don't know what to put you as." And he just put Peanut, but it's spelled P-N-U-T.
P-N-U-T, right, okay.
And a friend of mine thought it was pronounced Panut. And she was like, "Where's it? Like,
where's Panut gone?"
Panut McDonald. And I was like, "It's Peanut." Why? I don't know. No idea.
Nah. Well, I'm going to get to the bottom of this at some point.
I think it just seems to be a really Scottish thing in this area that everybody has these kind of, and I'm sure a lot of it is because of the duplicate names.
Yeah.
Like with the Jecks.
Yeah.
There's the Jecks Mackenzies.
Aye. I think Ian had said it was passed down. It was a passed down thing.
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't mind.
It's a funny one though, but
Yeah.
you do have to be really careful. People have got lots of alter egos.
Aye.
And everybody's sort
Well,
of interlinked.
look, the Fly Fifer. You know what I mean? Because I am from Fife, and it was an uncle in Glasgow. Every time we went through to Glasgow to visit, hear the Fly Fifer coming. I was the only Fifer in the family, you see.
Okay.
So he used to say that all the time. So that stuck, the Fly Fifer. Yeah.
It is. It's a funny one,
Aye.
but it's a fabulous community.
Yeah.
And certainly you get to see the best of it with these sort of events and things that are happening in the village.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you two are involved in the village hall now as well.
Yeah.
Bloody hell. You've not got enough to do.
So many hats.
Village hall, Tartan Week,
Yeah.
and the games.
Yeah. And I'm also the treasurer of the Business Association as well.
Is that the LCDC?
No, that's
No.
LADBA.
Right, sorry. Again.
No. That's,
Yeah.
So LCDC is this sort of the community development company.
Yeah.
LADBA is the Lochcarron District Business Association.
Right, okay.
And we are, so we run a village website and we do projects locally and work with Visit Scotland and other sort of bodies to pass information along and do. I don't know if you've seen it. We produced like a tourism leaflet for the village.
All right, okay.
Maps and walks and things like that.
If you send me images or whatever it is, pictures, whatever you've got of that, I'll chuck it up on this.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
I'll just flash it up whenever you're mentioning, so I know. I'll chuck it up, right?
That'd be really good.
Aye.
But again, all of these things, it's not just me. It's
No, I know the
they're
community's behind it, but
Yeah.
there's someone got to drive that, and it sounds like you two are, so...
I think for me, I can't comment for Lisa, but for me, moving up here, I was very aware that I didn't want to just come and exist here. I wanted to really enjoy it be involved, be challenged,
Yeah.
and it is challenging at times. A small community has many benefits, but it can be challenging.
Yeah.
But it's an amazing place, and we've been so welcomed.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy just being able to do my bit, really.
Yeah. See, when I moved here, I built this. I had a clue what was going on. But I've always done the podcasting thing, well, like I said, for, 3-4 years now. And when I come up here, I'm in the middle of nowhere. Why would you build a studio in the middle of nowhere? I had no clue. It just felt like the right thing to do. And then try and get the community talking as well, which thankfully yous have come, and I've had Abby was here.
Yeah.
I've got a few folk that are coming. There's Colin Rig coming at some point. And I think that's what I wanted to get into the community. But what I've found is no disrespect to the community at all, is a lot of people like to keep their things behind closed doors, which is fine.
Mm-hmm.
I get a lot of visitors from down the road because they feel anonymous up here and they can come and offload and then go away, but then I put it on YouTube, so it's a bit weird. But that's why I did this, because I wanted the community to use it as well. I wanted people, not just me recording this. I mean, I'd have to take that down, but if anyone wanted to start a podcast in the community, well, here's a guy that's set up a studio for it. Come and use it. And that would be a community thing, I think.
Yeah.
You can plug whatever you want here.
I would just say to people,
Talk to the camera, talk to them.
the Highland Games is an amazing thing for this village. It's an event that's a legacy of the people that have been involved for the last 40 odd years. We're trying to keep it going, but we need people to get involved. We just need more help, just to make it a little bit easier on all of us, I think.
Yeah. That's a good parting comment. And Lisa?
I've got nothing else to add.
Tell the camera. Tell them what help you need. Tell them, come and spend your money. Yeah.
Just help where you can. When you can, come up and hold a rope for the tent. Come and help on the day. Come and bring the cars in. Just any help's really appreciated.
Right, and I'm coming back to you, so you could tell me the date and the time and everything that the important part.
So the games this year is Saturday the 19th of July.
Yep.
The games are open from 11 till 5. We will be setting up from Monday prior. We usually do an evening session from 6 o'clock every evening.
Yep.
Although we do have teams on the field in the afternoons. We update our Facebook page with what's going on that day.
Yep.
Which is, I know not everybody uses Facebook.
So it'll be Facebook / the Lochcarron Games, or is it just Lochcarron Games?
Lochcarron Games.
Right, okay.
And keep an eye on that. We put things in Ancaranac as well.
Right.
And we have a lot of fun. I think there is a perception.
And Mars bars.
Mars bars.
We
Mars
provide
bars.
free
Cans of
Mars
juice.
bars.
Yep.
We feed all the volunteers on the day.
Yep.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Can't pretend otherwise, but it's a lot of fun.
Right.
We have a giggle, don't we?
It is good fun. I mean, I turned up day after day, but I really didn't need to.
Well, I'll just get us out of this by saying thank you very much for coming along today. I really appreciate you taking the time to do this. It's not everybody's cup of tea to sit in front of a mic and a camera and chat. I hope we've covered everything for you. If you think in, and send it to me, and I'll share it out with us images and everything like that. But I didn't mean to cause any offence. Anyone in the village, I didn't mean to cause any offence by mispronunciations, nicknames, anything like that. I do apologise if I've got it right or wrong. I don't know. Come and educate me. Come and tell me. And let's go. Thank you very much.
Thanks
Thank
for having
you.
us.
You're welcome. Thank you. Hi. Can I just take a couple of minutes of your time? One thing I've noticed with the podcast is I've started looking at these analytic things. Should never do that. It's weird. But anyway, in the last 3 months, we've racked up over 30,000 viewers over the last 3 months, which blows my mind, because I had that like 3 months before. There was over 30,000 viewers. So what I wanted to say, or something that I found out by viewing these analytics that I never ever knew really much about or wanted to know much about, and that is that almost 90%, I think it's 84.1% of our viewers are not subscribed. Now, I've been getting the mickey taken out of me about coming on to do this little segment to say, please, if you come across the channel, could you just like and subscribe to the channel? It's the only way for this channel to grow. It's the only way that I can make it better, is if more of you come on board, more of you subscribe, more of you watch, share, like, what is it, like, subscribe, like and share, or whatever it is they all say. But to be getting 30,000 different curtain twitchers, as we would call them, and then, you know, that, like, what was that said, 84.1% that aren't subscribed to the channel. If we could just get that down to even 50%, it would help this channel grow so much. And I don't know, this feels like I'm begging, but I'm not begging. So every little would help the growth. And my promise with this is that the more this channel grows, the better the conversations will get, the bigger the guests will get, but we've got to grow it organically. So please help me help you enjoy what you see by just, you know, click the button, subscribe, like, and share with your friends. You won't like everything, but you might like something. And that is why I do this. It is done purely as a hobby and as a passion, to talk to people, hear people's stories, not to be judgmental on anything at all. Race, religion, colour or creed does not matter to me on this podcast. I will talk to anyone about anything, and I look forward to talking to you. So we wore a very apt top today because I was getting ripped into about making this video, and it is, shh, no one cares. But you do, because 30,000 of you are watching on occasion. Stop curtain twitching, start hitting that little buzzer, hit the little bell, hit subscribe, and help me help this channel grow. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching. Right, back to the whatever we're doing.